Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Rtavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. So we read the 20th verse of the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga in our previous reading, where Krishna had categorically taught us that beautiful concept of when a person is said to be not committing a sin. In spite of doing all the activities, in spite of engrossed in so many things that he is doing, he is not doing anything, and therefore he incurs no sin. He is devoid of, he is far away from committing any sin. What kind of person? Nirashihi yat chittatma, one without any hope, one who doesn't desire anything, and yat chitta atma, whose mind and the self totally under control. Tyakta sarva parigraha, he who has renounced all the possessions, renounced mentally. Knowing fully well that all the possessions that he has, they are not his, they are the Lord's. He has, the Lord, out of his grace, out of his mercy, he has given those possessions to him. These possessions don't belong to him in reality, they are all his. They are the Lord's. One who has this sense of renunciation, one who has abandoned the ownership of all his possessions, and having controlled, full control of the mind under his self. And nirashihi, not desiring anything. Even if he is engrossed in so many activities, he is full of activities. Kurvan apnoti kilbishami, no sin ever touches him. So that was about the sinless person, the purest of the pure soul, who is physically doing everything, but he is not doing anything. Now in the 22nd Shloka, Sri Krishna further elaborates on this type of person, that how he can sustain, who has given up the ownership of all his possessions, how he can sustain. yadṛichchhā-lābha-santuṣhṭo dvandvātīto vimatsaraḥ samaḥ siddhāvasiddhau kṛitvāpi nibadhyate. Such type of person who gives up ownership to all the possession, his nature becomes yadṛichchhā-lābha-santuṣhṭo. He is always content with whatever he receives without effort. Whatever he receives from the Lord as the Lord's gift, he is happy with that. And dvandvātīto, pair of opposites, he is free from pair of opposites. Dvandva, the pairs of opposites, the good and bad, the joy and sorrow, the happiness and misery, success and failure. He is beyond that. He is not perturbed by any of these pairs of opposites. Something very good happens to him, he doesn't get elated and he doesn't start jumping around. Oh, I have got this. Oh, I have got this. Oh, I have got this. If he's failure, he doesn't get into that mood of frustration and dejection and despondency. Oh my God, I have lost everything. No. For him, success and failure are the God's gifts, are the God's blessings. The joy and sorrow are the God's blessings. The happiness and unhappiness are the God's blessings. For him, all these pairs of opposites, they are the God's blessings. Dvandvātīto, he is beyond those pairs of opposites. He doesn't get afflicted, affected or infected by them. Vimatsaraḥ, he has no envy. He is free from any jealousy. He is free from any envy. Samaḥ siddhāvasiddhau asiddhau. He is same. His reaction is same to the success and failure. Siddhau asiddhau. The success and failure is same in both. kṛitvāpi na nibadhyate. That kṛitvāpi is acting. Api, even, na nibadhyate. He is not bound by any of those actions. He is not bound by the outcome of those actions which he is performing. That person, although is active, is inactive. Although he is engrossed in so many works, he is not working. So that is Sri Krishna's teaching in this 22nd shloka, that content with what he obtains without effort. Without effort means he is putting in lots of efforts, but these are not his efforts. We may see that person to be putting in so much efforts, but it is only the body that is putting in efforts. He is not putting any efforts. That is only shariram kevalam karma that Krishna told us in the 21st shloka. But he is not doing anything. Free from the pairs of opposites, without envy, balanced in success and failure. Though acting, he is not bound by the outcome of those actions. Because he has given up the ownership of that karma. Whatever duty he is doing is the Lord's duty. Why should he get worried about it? Why should he get elated if it is a success? Why he should get perturbed if it is a failure? He is free from all those pairs of opposites. And why these pairs of opposites we get affected? Because of egoism. Because of this aham, I am doing it. We take the ownership of doing everything, isn't it? I am doing it. I have done this. If that done happens to be good, we become so proud of it. We are elated. If it becomes failure, we are in doldrums. That I-ness, that feeling of I, that I consciousness, the aham, that is the culprit for getting into this enjoyment of fruits of opposites. And one who has given up egoism, he is dvandvātīto, he is beyond the pairs of opposites. An attitude of this type is born of ignorance. The egoism, the I-ness, I am the doer, it is all because of ignorance, because of delusion of Maya. But a spiritual aspirant is he who is not obsessed with the thought of bodily sustenance. Providence provides for him who is attuned to the supermundane, who has given up himself to the Lord. Lord will take care of him. He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to bother about anything. the Almighty, the ultimate controller of this entire universe, that imperishable, that one without the second, that will take care. The aspirant is therefore content with what comes to him unsought. He never aspires for anything because there is no desire in him. I want this. That feeling is not there. Whatever comes to me, fine, the Lord has given it. Now whatever comes to me is not only the good, even if it is bad, fine. Even if it is bad that comes to me, it is the Lord's giving. Why should I worry about it? If He has given bad today, tomorrow He will give good. The cycle must go on. If today it is down, tomorrow it will be up. If today it is so much up, it has to come down some other day, some other time. So he understands this to be the Lord's play. Whatever he gets, he is extremely happy with it. He is extremely content with it. Even happy is not a word. Contentment. Santuṣhṭo. Yadṛichchhā-lābha-santuṣhṭo. That is the word. Happening such as success and failure, honor and dishonor are all the pairs of opposites. Joy, sorrow, the happiness, unhappiness, all these things are pairs of opposites. He is not affected by any of these things. Whatever falls to his lot, he accepts it as the divine dispensation. It is the Lord's giving. Why should I be worried about it? Why should I get elated over it? Why should I express my extreme joy over it or extreme sorrow over it? It is all the Lord's doing. A worldling becomes envious of the prosperity of his neighbor. And why Krishna has used this term vimatsaraḥ, free from envy, free from jealousy. It is only when one starts comparing oneself to the other. He has got it. She has got it. I don't have it. And then that feeling of matsara, of jealousy, of envy starts begetting in our mind. When we start comparing ourselves with others, they have got huge mansion, I have got a very small house, and then that jealousy creeps in the mind. Then it starts setting in. They have got everything much more, I don't have. Whenever this comparison starts. But in the mind of a santushta person, there is no matsara at all. He is free from that jealousy, that envy. For him, God has given me little, but He has given me too. Although little, he doesn't think of little and more. For him, any giving by the Lord is a blessing. Even if it is a small hut, it is a blessing. If it is a huge palatial mansion, it is a blessing. If it is small amount of money, it is a blessing. If it is the Lord's giving him the estate in millions and billions, that is also a blessing. So, for him, there is no envy, there is no matsaraḥ. He is free from the envy and jealousy and these kind of negative attitude which comes out of comparison with the other person. He is indeed happy over the prosperity of the world. Since he doesn't have any envy, he doesn't have any jealousy, there is no feeling of he has got more, I have got less. He is happy even with others getting more. He is happy with the prosperity of the world, of the other brethren. He is happy with that. And a man of this frame of mind is not bound by the karma in the midst of being tightly engaged in all the activities. Because there is no ownership. He has renounced everything. Since he has renounced everything, that ownership of the karma doesn't unbalance him. He is balanced. He is balanced in all the sorts of dvandva. The pairs of opposites is quite balanced. He is free from any envy, vimatsaraḥ, and yadṛichchhā-lābha-santuṣhṭo. Whatever he gains, whatever Lord provides to him, he is ever content. And therefore, this man, he may be in the midst of severest of the activities, but he is not of the activity. He is not bound by the outcome of any of those activities. Since it is the Lord's work, the outcome of that activity will go to the Lord. Let him enjoy. It is his outcome. Why should I worry about it? So that is the type of a person with knowledge. When he starts having got this knowledge of I am not the doer, when he starts working, this is what happens to him. He goes beyond the pairs of opposites. He is ever content with whatever he gets without effort, because it is not his effort. It is the effort for the Lord. It is not his effort. So he is ever content. And since he is ever content, he doesn't have that envy, that jealousy, the other person has got more. He never gets into that trap. And because the moment we start thinking, we lose our peace of mind. The moment we start thinking of he has got more, I have got less, we lose peace of mind. Whenever we get into this attitude of matsara, we lose the peace of mind. But we have controlled our senses, we have controlled our mind, we don't have any desires. When we work in this fashion, that is the ultimate of the karma. That is the ultimate knowledge of the karma, of how to do the action. And without getting bound by the action, bound by the outcome of that action. Kṛitvāpi na nibadhyate. Even if he is doing, he is not bound by the outcome of those actions. So that is the 22nd shloka that Sri Krishna has given us another beautiful teaching of how to understand the intricacies of performing the work. That is the 22nd shloka of the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.